America's Pop Culture Trivia Show.
Check it out.
America's Pop Culture Trivia Show. With Joe Parisi.
Episode 211 is here. It's America's Pop Culture Trivia Show. I'm Joe Parisi, and I've got 3 fast-paced rounds of pop culture trivia set up just for you. As always, each round will have 7 questions with just 5 seconds between questions for you to think of the answers. And at the end of each round, I will give you the answers so you can keep track and see how you're doing. We're going to be reminded of a lot of fun stuff that you forgot about, and we're going to have some fun over the next 20 minutes or so. Your first round today is going to be a movie round. Then we'll do a mixed round for round 2. Round 3 will be the music round this week. Welcome to the show. Good luck. Now let's play.
Round 1.
Round 1, question 1. In 2003, there was a live-action film released called The Cat in the Hat. What actor starred as the Cat in the Hat? Question 2. In the movie Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, John Candy plays Del Griffith. Steve Martin plays a character with the last name of Page. What is his character's first name? Question 3. From 1992, the comedy drama Memoirs of an Invisible Man starred Daryl Hannah and what SNL alum? Question 4. This obscure comedy from 1993 is a film called Buford's Beach Bunnies. Jeter Buford is the son of a fast food mogul, and he will inherit his father's company only if he can overcome his lifelong fear of women. The lead character in this film, Jeter Buford, is played by a guy named Jim in real life. Jim is the brother of a very famous actor. What is this actor's last name? So, Jim, what? Question 5. As of this recording, there have been a dozen films produced in the Friday the 13th franchise. In which installment was the signature hockey mask debuted? Question 6. A 1990 buddy comedy directed by special effects artist Stan Winston. It stars Anthony Michael Hall and Jerry Orbach. Anthony Michael Hall plays Casey Gallagher, a young and inexperienced police detective. He teams up with a gnome to solve a murder. Name the film. Question 7. And this is a pretty deep cut. A slasher horror film called Destroyer had a limited theatrical run, then hit video stores in November 1988. In the film, a prison riot breaks out at the exact moment of serial killer Ivan Moser's execution, after which Moser is not found. 18 months later, a team of filmmakers converge on the prison to film an exploitation flick. But a certain somebody is disrupting their shooting schedule. What former NFL star played the lead role of Ivan Moser in this film, Destroyer? That's going to do it for round number 1. Had some pretty tough ones in there. We're going to see how you did. Here come your answers. Question 1. In 2003, there was a live-action film released called The Cat in the Hat. What actor starred as the Cat in the Hat? Mike Myers. Question 2. In the movie Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, John Candy plays Del Griffith. Steve Martin plays a character with the last name of Page. What is his character's first name? Neil. Question 3. From 1992, the comedy drama Memoirs of an Invisible Man starred Daryl Hannah and what SNL alum? Chevy Chase. So that film pulled off some pretty good visual effects for the time, but John Carpenter, who directed it, said that there were just a lot of strong personalities involved between the cast who had their notes, the studio who had their notes, and it actually ended up being an awful experience for him to work on. He described working on that film as a, quote, horror show. Question number 4. A obscure comedy from 1993 is a film called Buford's Beach Bunnies. Jeter Buford is the son of a fast food mogul, and he will inherit his father's company only if he can overcome his lifelong fear of women. The lead character in the film, Jeter Buford, is played by a guy named Jim, this actor named Jim, who is the brother of a very famous actor. What is this actor's last name? So Jeter Buford is played by Jim who? Hanks. It is the brother of Tom Hanks, and maybe you've heard of Jim Hanks. He actually does the voice of Woody for a lot of the Toy Story stuff when Tom is unavailable. He can do Tom's voice like to a T. Jim Hanks also was the voice of Jeffrey, the Toys R Us giraffe from 2001 on, while that was still a thing. And it's said that Tom Hanks created some of the Forrest Gump mannerisms, in particular, kind of Forrest's run, based off of the mannerisms of the Jeter Buford character that his brother played in Buford's Beach Bunnies. So there's your Jim Hanks lesson of the day. Didn't know you were getting that, I'm sure. Question number 5. As of this recording, there have been a dozen films produced in the Friday the 13th franchise. In which installment was the signature hockey mask debuted? So we're talking about the Jason mask. That did not come around until the 3rd installment. So part 3, that is your answer. That film came out in 82. If you think back, the original Friday the 13th, 1980, Jason wasn't the killer. He was a disfigured child that we saw at the end kind of emerge from the lake. In the second film in 1981, Jason wore a burlap sack with an eye hole cut in it. And it was in the 3rd film that the white hockey mask was debuted. Question 6. A 1990 buddy comedy directed by special effects artist Stan Winston. It stars Anthony Michael Hall and Jerry Orbach. Anthony Michael Hall plays Casey Gallagher, a young, inexperienced police detective. He teams up with a gnome to solve a murder. Yes, a gnome, like a garden gnome. What is the name of this film? A gnome named Norm. It is said that the original goal of this film was to make a cross between E.T. and 48 Hours. Apparently, there were some financial issues behind the scenes that caused ownership of the film to change hands several times before it was put out. Vestron Video released it straight to video in the UK in 1990. But then, 3 years later, in 1993, it went out for a limited theatrical release here in the United States. So it had already been out for 3 years overseas. Then it comes out here in some theaters, and then it got a wide release on home video in 1994. A gnome named Norm. Question 7. And if you got this one, you are fantastic at this show. A slasher horror film called Destroyer had a limited theatrical run, then hit video stores in November 1988. In the film, a prison riot breaks out at the moment of serial killer Ivan Moser's execution, after which Moser is not found. 18 months later, a team of filmmakers converge on the prison to film an exploitation flick. But a certain somebody is disrupting their shooting schedule. What former NFL star played the lead role of Ivan Moser in the film Destroyer? Lyle Alzado.
Round 2.
Round 2 is a mixed round. Question number 1. What is the name of the fast casual rotisserie chicken restaurant chain founded in 1991 by country singer Kenny Rogers and a former KFC CEO? The chain closed its final location in 2011. What was the name of this chain? Question 2. The skipper from Gilligan's Island had his own upscale Los Angeles restaurant named after him that was known for its continental cuisine and fresh seafood, like Maine lobster. The actor would frequently be at the restaurant to greet guests at the door, often wearing his skipper's hat from Gilligan's Island. The restaurant was in existence in Los Angeles from the mid-70s to 1990. What was the name of this restaurant? Question 3. In what toy line would you have found these items? For characters, Jitsu, Cobra Khan, Buzz Off, Fisto, and Moss Man. And there were also vehicles, Battle Bones, Dragon Walker, and Battle Ram. What was the name of this toy line? Question 4. Toxic Crusaders was an animated series that debuted in 1991 and also a line of action figures. Toxic Crusaders. Did you ever see that? The question is, what film was the Toxic Crusaders series and toys loosely based off of? Question 5. Tomorrow People, where is your past? Tomorrow People, how long will you last? This artist, along with his band The Melody Makers, gave us the reggae song Tomorrow People back in 1988. Name the artist. Question number 6. One of the most memorable home runs in baseball history came on October 15th, 1988, when Kirk Gibson hit a pinch-hit walk-off home run in Game 1 of the World Series against the Oakland A's. The pitcher who gave up the home run is now in the Baseball Hall of Fame. Who was the pitcher? Question 7. I'm really going to take you back on this one. Back in the 80s, there were commercials for these children's learning activity products and books. Some of the products came in a green and yellow container that was shaped like a bus. The same brand released 40 children's books that have sold over 50 million copies. Characters from this series include Accusing Alligator, Bashful Bear, Doubtful Dog, and Fearless Fish. What is the name of this brand? That's going to do it for the mixed round. Let's check your answers. Question 1. What is the name of the fast casual rotisserie chicken restaurant chain founded in 1991 by country singer Kenny Rogers and a former KFC CEO? The chain would close its final location in 2011. Name the chain. Kenny Rogers Roasters. Question 2. The skipper from Gilligan's Island had an upscale Los Angeles restaurant named after him that was known for its continental cuisine and fresh seafood like Maine lobster. The actor would frequently be at the restaurant to greet guests at the door, often wearing his skipper's hat from Gilligan's Island. How fun would that be? The restaurant was in existence in Los Angeles from the mid-70s to 1990. What was the name of this restaurant? Alan Hale's Lobster Barrel. It was located on La Cienega Boulevard. How fun does that sound? You want to go out to eat? Let's go to the place where the skipper from Gilligan's Island is going to seat us in full skipper costume. Why would you not go there every Saturday? Question 3. In what toy line would you have found these items? Characters named Jitsu, Cobra Khan, Buzz Off, Fitzo, and Mossman, and vehicles called Battle Bones, Dragon Walker, and Battle Ram. What is the name of this toy line? Masters of the Universe. That was kind of my first big one that I was really into. I was doing a little research on the Masters of the Universe toy line. There were 7 waves of toys that they released between 1981 and 1988. The last wave in 1988 included just 2 new figures, Laser Power He-Man and Laser Light Skeletor. I remember I had a He-Man costume. I had to look it up. It was called the Masters of the Universe He-Man Muscle Set Dress-Up Play Set. It had like the chest shield, a belt, and then it had these like plastic biceps that had elastic on the back so you could like slide them up your arms. And I think there were like wrists as well. Maybe came with a little sword. Yeah, the He-Man muscle set. Oh, that thing was amazing. I'd have it on right now if it was still around. Question 4. Toxic Crusaders was an animated series that debuted in 1991 and also a line of action figures. What film was the Toxic Crusaders series and toys loosely based off of? The Toxic Avenger. That's a wild movie. If you've never seen that, look it up. It is buck wild. Trauma Entertainment. There's an odd podcast episode. If you jump over to my other podcast, there's an episode all about the Toxic Avenger with the guy that was the star of the film, Mark Trogel. Question 5. Tomorrow, people, where is your past? Tomorrow, people, how long will you last? This artist, along with his band, the Melody Makers, gave us the reggae song Tomorrow People back in 1988. Name the artist. Ziggy Marley. Ziggy Marley and the Melody Makers. Question 6. One of the most memorable home runs in baseball history came on October 15th, 1988, when Kirk Gibson hit a pinch-hit walk-off home run in Game 1 of the World Series against the Oakland A's. The pitcher who gave up the home run is now in the Baseball Hall of Fame. Who was that pitcher? Dennis Eckersley. And question 7. Back in the 80s, there were commercials for these children's learning activity products and books. Some of the products came in a green and yellow container that was shaped like a bus. The same brand released 40 children's books that have gone on to sell over 50 million copies. Characters from this series include Accusing Alligator, Bashful Bear, Doubtful Dog, and Fearless Fish. Name this brand. Sweet Pickles. You can look up the commercial for this, and the commercial, I don't know where I guess I was seeing it like during, children's programs, but you would see this bus, this green and yellow bus coming down the road, stopping in front of a house, and these characters like this, it was like a duck or a goose, like a big mascot suit, would get out of that van or that bus walk up to the door and deliver this little plastic bus that was a container full of like these, it was like books, flashcards, that kind of thing. And I always just assumed, like, if my mom would just order this darn thing for me, I thought that bus and the characters would show up at my house to deliver it, which I don't know. She never ordered it, so we don't know. I don't know if that happened or not. But, I would see that commercial and be like, I don't care about the books and stuff. I just want that little plastic bus so I can keep my things in there. Did you have the green and yellow Sweet Pickles bus? If you do, know that I am jealous of you.
Round 3.
Our third and final round today is a music round. Question number 1. The Christmas novelty song, Grandma Got Run Over by a Reindeer, was released in 1979 by what duo? Question 2. What band gave us a 1994 album called Throwing Copper, which included the hits I Alone and All Over You? Question 3. We're here and now. Will we ever be again? 'Cause I have found all that shimmers in this world is sure to fade away again. The 1996 alt-rock song Shimmer came from this band's album, Porcelain. Name the band that gave us Shimmer. Question 4. Don't leave me like this. Don't leave me stranded. If you walk away now, you leave me empty-handed. From their album, Brigade. What group gave us the 1990 song, Stranded? Question 5. Who gave us the 1971 song, Bang a Gong, in parentheses, Get It On? Question 6. This band was formed in Cincinnati, Ohio, and they had 2 pretty solid hits in the mid and late 1990s, with the songs Hey Leonardo, in parentheses, She Likes Me for Me, and I Believe. Name the band. And question 7. What is the name of the Madonna song from 1998 with this chorus? And I feel like I just got home, and I feel. And I feel like I just got home, and I feel. What Madonna song is that? That's going to wrap up our third and final round. Hey, if you're not following me online, you can, maybe you have good reason to not, but if you'd like to, at Joe Parisi VO on Instagram and TikTok, and you can just look me up. I'm also on Facebook, my website, joeparisivoiceover.com. Question 1, the Christmas novelty song Grandma Got Run Over by a Reindeer. It was released in 1979 by what duo? It's one of those songs I feel like we all know, but it's like, who sings it? Elmo and Patsy. Elmo and Patsy were a married couple at the time of the recording. They would divorce in 1985. But get this, the guy, Elmo, who we hear throughout that song, he was born in 1936. As I record this, he's still alive, 89 years old. The guy was a competitive runner well into his 80s. I'm not sure if he still is, but just a couple of years ago, in 2022, he was ranked number 1 in the world in the mile and the 5K in his age division. I was able to find in 2019, when he was 83 years old, he ran the mile in 7 minutes, 42 seconds. So imagine that, an 83-year-old running a 742 mile. That placed him 4th in the world at his age at that time. Elmo is a machine. Question 2. What band gave us the 1994 album called Throwing Copper, which included the hit songs I Alone and All Over You? That would be Live. Question 3. We're here and now we will ever be again. Because I have found all that shimmers in this world is sure to fade away again. The 1996 alt-rock song Shimmer came from this band's album, Porcelain. Name the band that gave us Shimmer. That is Fuel. Question 4, don't leave me like this. Don't leave me stranded. If you walk away now, you leave me empty-handed. From their album Brigade, what group gave us the 1990 song Stranded? That is Heart. Question 5, who gave us the 1971 song Bang a Gong? In parentheses, Get It On. T-Rex. So depending on what country you purchased that album in, you could see different names listed for the title of the song. It's listed as Get It On in some countries. Other places, it's Bang a Gong, then in parentheses, Get It On. Specifically, that is how it is titled in the United States. And the reason is so people wouldn't confuse it with another song called Get It On by a group called Chase. They had that song come out the same year. So they're like, this is just going to cause problems. So they, for the U.S., changed the title of the song to Bang a Gong, in parentheses, Get It On. Question 6. This band was formed in Cincinnati, Ohio, and they had 2 pretty solid hits in the mid and late 90s with the songs Hey Leonardo, in parentheses, She Likes Me for Me, and I Believe. Name the band. Blessed Union of Souls. Those are both songs that if they're not coming to your head as I say it, you've absolutely heard them hundreds of times. But what kind of blew me away was just recently when I realized it was the same band that did both of those songs, because those songs couldn't be any more different in style and in genre, quite honestly. But that is Blessed Union of Souls. And question 7, what is the name of the Madonna song from 1998 with this chorus? And I feel like I just got home, and I feel like I just got home, and I feel. Ray of Light. She sold over 16 million copies of the Ray of Light album, and that album actually won 4 Grammys for Madonna, for Madge. I'm Joe Parisi. This has been America's Pop Culture Trivia Show, our 211th episode. And the other podcast that I do, the Odd Podcast with Joe Parisi, been cranking out a lot of new episodes over there. Most recently, I did an episode all about Penny from Pee-wee's Playhouse. Remember the little claymation girl and her eyes were actually like the coins, the pennies? So it was a little feature that they would drop into most episodes of Pee-wee's Playhouse. And I love claymation and stop motion stuff. So I was like, I'm going to do a deep dive on Penny. So I set out to track down who was the voice, because it was clearly like a little girl just telling stories, and then they did clay animation to go along with it. I set out to find out who was Penny. I got to interview a woman named Prudence Fenton, who was the animation director and supervisor on Pee-wee's Playhouse for the entire run of the series. And then I got to speak with a claymation artist who actually built Penny for the entire first season of the show, and he actually built a bunch of the other props on the show. Very fun episode, The Odd Podcast with Joe Parisi. There's also pretty recently a Johnny Carson episode, a Tupac episode, an episode about Elsa Lanchester, who was the Bride of Frankenstein, an Elvis Presley karate episode. Lots of good stuff over there. Thank you guys for listening. Enjoy the rest of your day. Let's do it again soon.
America's Pop Culture Trivia Show with Joe Parisi.